the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And for me, it's Sunday morning. It's probably going out on Monday. It's a news video. What can I tell you? We've got more news. I don't know how we create so much freaking news. And how most of it is so stupid, right? Really? You would have thought there is a maximum level of stupid we could get to before we just implode well, maybe that's what's going on, right? That would explain. Maybe that would explain everything that we see in the world around us today. We've reached a saturation of stupid, right? We've reached an absolute saturation of stupid, and the world is not imploding. What's the word I'm thinking of? When a boat turns upside down, inverting. I don't know what the word is. Capsizing. I think the Western civilization is capsizing. Why? We've overladen it with stupid, right? Overladen it with stupid. How stupid is it that boys don't necessarily need to be born with a penis anymore to be boys, and girls don't need to have vaginas to be girls. That just, and again, if that's the reality, that's the world we live in. I'm not fighting with you. That's the world. I'm just saying. I think we may have an overabundance of stupid. So, as reflected in this video, the need for this video to exist. Why? We got to talk about the stupid. Fine. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button? That would all be fan-dabby. Not just double, not just triple, quadruple dozy. Wow, we're not right up to the quadruple. Thank you very much. I don't think I've ever reached a quadruple before, but how was it for you? It was pretty darn good for me, let me tell you. Like, share, subscribe, comment. These are fantastic things to do. I mean, just absolutely fantastic things to do. Especially subscribe. Actually, sharing is probably better, but subscribe, I don't know which way to go. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment. Comment is a big one. If you're on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. Sign up to my Substack, right? My Substack. It's been slower than I wanted it to be of late. I'm saying this in every freaking video now. I haven't been well, right? And I didn't know I wasn't well. You haven't seen Afterlife? I really recommend it. I think it's an absolutely beautiful show. I love Ricky Gervais and just about everything he does, and everything he does anyway. But there's a line in it, right? There's a line in it that says, the thing about mental illness is you think you're normal. And when like, for me, like this, it kind of lifted very, very, very quickly. I could see where I was not being normal. I still think the world's going to end. Okay, if that makes you all feel better, I still think the world's going to end. But okay, but there's just a lot of bonkers. Yeah, so that's why my Substack has been a quieter than I wanted to. I think I'm trying to get back to that this week. Okay, that's my plan. But anyway, sign up to it. It's freaking awesome, right? So it's and also there's a paid one where I got to get some content out. That's very, very important. I got to go. But I really hope to get a lot of stuff out today. But I always do. Listen, if I ever was given a TARDIS, right? Like this thing, like really appeared, and assuming it wasn't Jodie. Jodie was like, do you want to come in? Like, no, darling, I'm fine. I'll wait for the next one, right? Yeah, absolutely. Or the one before. Anyway, yeah, I'm fine. But like, Doctor wants to come in. What I would use the TARDIS for, right, is to just give me another 12 hours in the day. Freaking awesome, okay? You have no idea how much I could do with another 12 hours. Well, let's say 20. I could do even more with 20, I guess. Well, let's say 12. Fine. Well, yeah, wouldn't that be fantastic? But anyway, hopefully we're getting back to that this week. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. That's everything. That's everything I can think of. Fine. Let's start looking at these news stories. The first one is again, too much stupid, right? Too much stupid. Let's look at this one. Titan Comics to tell Doctor Who's origin in May 2022 solicits. Listen. I may have mental illness, but I didn't come up with that thing. This is what? Too much like. What's the name of the show? Doctor what? Doctor Who? Well, now why is it called that? Because that's his name. No, idiot. It's called Doctor Who because it's supposed to have a bit of bloody mystery. Titan Comics to tell Doctor Who's origin in May 2020. And listen, it's fun when we get snippets of it, right? I very much enjoyed the somewhat dodgy special effects that put Capaldi. Was it Capaldi? No, Matt Smith and Clara in with all the classic Doctors. You know, that bit where we saw Hartnell, the first Doctor, still the TARDIS, right? And lovely, right? That, you know, but I like little snippets of it, right? There's a really good book by Kate Allman, and oh man, Kate Allman is somebody who needs to come back to fandom consciousness. She's just such a great author. She was like a radical feminist back in the 90s, right? I don't know. I'd be really intrigued to see what she thinks of leftism today, because she always seemed kind of sane to me today, even though it had very very strong views. But yeah, there's a scene. What was her book? It was a really clever a book I really loved. Sleepy, right? Sleepy was about a artificial intelligence that had developed artificial psionic abilities, right? And there's a bit in it where Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, well, the New Adventures of Sylvester McCoy Doctor, is assaulted by a villain who rips an origin memory out of his head, right? And it's a fantastic scene. Really miss the New Adventures. You know, they're good, solid books. You know what? I got a bunch of those on PDF. I'm gonna put that on my Substack. That's what I'm gonna put on my Substack. That's totally worth it. The point is, these origin stories, they're supposed to be fleeting glimpses that gives you a tantalizing look at a bigger whole, which you can't really work out. And honestly, I think whenever you do work it out, it's not going to be very bloody good. That's really the point. It's just not going to be good. So therefore, Titan Comics to tell Doctor Who's origins in May 2022 solicits doesn't fill me with glee, right? Let's see if they can talk me around. We saw a new Fugitive Doctor comic book for Titan Comics Free Comic Book Day offering in May. Do you think that they might be using it as promotion for some other garbage they're selling, right? It will preview the launch of a new series of Titan Comics called the Doctor Who Origins, beginning with the story of the earliest days of the Fugitive Doctor as portrayed by Joe Martin. Like, why? This Doctor comes from a time before the person we knew as a Doctor. The comic is by Jodie Hauser, who, I'm sorry, I've read several things she's done. I don't think it's worked at all, right? I don't think I haven't read anything and went, that's really, really good, right? It just strikes me that she's a diversity hire, and I'm sorry to say it, right? With these, anyway. Maybe we're saying that I think she has more of a connection to it. Might be better, right? Might be better. Maybe something like intrinsically feminine. I don't know. Maybe that might work. I was just looking at on Twitter. There was a Big Finish having a convention, Big Finish Day, and I'm looking at the panels, and it's like 70% women. Now, that shouldn't be a problem, right? But the problem is, men and women are different. I believe they are different. Not that one is superior to the other. Not that one is incapable of doing that which the other does, right? I think men can raise children. I think women can be CEO. It's everybody could do whatever they want. It's about what you do want in life. What gives you fulfillment? What gives you meaning, right? And men and women are different. And generally speaking, what the answers to those questions are different dependent on what gender you are. I think male and female fiction is also different. There's a different feel to it, right? Doctor Who has been a predominantly male, but with a very feminine, masculine look. That's the interesting thing about Doctor Who. I think that it's overweighted to feminine now, and that's why I don't think it's working. From what I read, just none of it seems to be working. I don't think they're selling very well either, from what I can tell. I mean, like the Jodie Hauser stuff or Jodie Whittaker, just don't think it sells that well. Roberta in Granata, very, very competent artist. I does a solid job, right? Does an absolute solid job, but is wrong for this project, right? Way too feminine. It's way, way, way too feminine. And I think that's the driving, some of the driving stupid that we have. So much stupid. There's also a new Rivers of London. I really should check that out. Series by Celeste Bronfman, Ben Horowitz, Andrew Cartmel. Why does it take 3 people to write a comic? Listen, I've written comics. It takes one person to sit down and about 5 hours to write a solid episode, right? That you don't need all these people. So all Doctor Who alumni all over the place. I don't know who Celeste Bronfman is, but okay. Doctor Who Origins 1 or 4. I'm just so not interested. I'm just so yeah. This looks like Ben Urich did the plot, and then somebody actually wrote it. Do they actually have the blurb for the? There's all Spider-Man No Way Home, Blade Runner. Yeah, all these things. I tried watching Blade Runner cartoon. Awful. It was just so bad. Unreadably bad. So they're not giving me any blurb about this comic. Who cares? Basically, who cares? That that's I think is where we can file this story. Okay, let's go to the next story. I imagine it's also going to be a bit of a stupid one. There we go. Jodie Whittaker's rumor replacement falls out of favor with who? Who's the rumored replacement? Right? I don't know. Okay, Jodie Whittaker star. Doctor Who star, Jodie Whittaker star. Doctor Who star, Jodie Whittaker is going to be replaced as the iconic Time Lord, but who will take her place? And I don't, again, my vibe is this is going to be somehow unconnected to the future of Doctor Who. Having played the leading role for the 11th, 12th, and 13th series of Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker announced last year she would depart the program after three special episodes, which would the first which aired on New Year's Day. And frankly, it wasn't very good. Okay, it wasn't very good. It probably one of the best, and I keep saying this, but everything they do, probably one of the best they've done. Not very good, one of the best they've done, the lowest rated one they ever done. 2 million live viewers, okay? 2 million. Oh, man. Go woke, go broke. That's exactly what it was, isn't it? Is it go woke, go broke? She went after 3 and the first on New Year's Day. Now, BBC producers are on the prowl for a new Time Lord. But according to the bookmakers at Ladbrokes, a popular choice of replacement amongst Whovians has recently had his odds slashed after It's a Sin actor takes the lead. I thought David Tennant was the lead right now, right? The odds were 10 to 11, I believe, right? That's what I think. Yeah, the odds were like 10 to 11. No, 11 to 10. That's what that then was shorter odds, wasn't it? I'm not a gambler. What do you want to have me? Okay, listen. I have a lot of vices. Gambling, weirdly, not one of them. Okay, no, they never really did much for me. Former Doctor Who actor David Tennant was among the key contenders linked with the popular British role from 2005 to 2010 as the 10th incarnation, sending fans in a meltdown. The actor, once deemed irreplaceable after his departure from the show, reportedly left it close to cancelling entirely. Yeah, they were just when Rusty Davies left, the David Tennant, the brain trust of the BBC, the people who bought you Jodie Whittaker, they said, well, can it carry on? And before he started, they assumed Tom Baker was going to star in it instead of Chris Eccleston. By the way, Chris Eccleston's new box set from Big Finish. 2 stories into it, pretty good one. I like this one. Fine, but who's fallen out of favour? But following in David Hughes' 11th Doctor was the Last Night in Soho star Matt Smith, who played the part for an impressive 4 years, 1 year less. Okay, who cares? However, former Broadchurch actor continues to head the bets with a whopping 83.6% of punters favouring Lydia West, who played Jill Baxter in Channel 4's It's a Sin. Okay, so how she's fallen out with fans now. BBC are now seemingly more convinced that Lydia chancing going to the Ladbrokes. I really don't think so. Listen, whatever happens, right? I just seems to be like, why would you shoot yourself in the foot like that? I don't understand. It's not just being a female doctor. I just don't think she's right for the role. I don't think she has that strength and authority. Listen, Rusty Davies has a lot of trust in me. That one's going to be I will still watch it, but that I'm watching with trepidation at that point. Fine, so the bookers make the Scottish actors and former Time Lords jobs 11 to 10 for the sensational return to the TARDIS, with rumours suggesting he will soon be replace Jodie. But in fact, but in a surprise twist, it's Lydia who has been the subject of the 83.6% of all Doctor Who bets paid so far, with punters seemingly convinced in the role at 4-1. Because you're all morons, okay? I'm sorry. Could be, but like, really? I don't think so. Apex about Elaborate says we saw a huge move for David Tennant a couple of weeks ago. They're the ones who are driving this, because they're the ones making the bloody money, yeah. No, you want to bet on Lydia West. Yeah. No, inside the news, Lydia West, right? Yeah. I mean, really? Mari Douglas is at 6-1. I don't know why he's got longer, I guess, because people are stupid, right? But remarkably, Lydia, who leads the way in popularity charts as things stand, with plenty of punters seeming sure she'll replace Jodie Whittaker. Besides, so what's she done to piss people off? God, I mean, like, how far are we into this stupid article right now? And I still don't know what your bloody point is. I mean, hello, can you tell us? Besides Jodie, the science fiction giant showrunner Christian was also stepped down from the role, but Thasmin is like Rusty David is stepping up. Blah, 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 blah. But what's he done? Oh, in a recent interview, who has written a show for such as It's a Sin, Years and Years, which also had Lydia West, Torchwood and Queer as Folk spoke about returning to the show. I've covered all this. What he wants to do something new. It's a new way of storytelling. But how's she falling out? Okay, although it's yet to be confirmed who will take up the TARDIS, joining... next time, the former Doctor has also shared her thoughts on who will replace her. She thinks she'll be... But how did she fall out? Okay, I've just read this entire article, and the headline is bollocks, right? The headline is pure bollocks. Do not bother reading this article, because that also will be bollocks. So what's this next bit of bollocks? Jodie Whittaker replacement hinted at production notes. But okay, how did this come out yesterday? This is an old story. And the production notes were fake, right? Let's see what this says here. Fantastic. We read fantastic action saga with Miss. Yeah, no, this was nonsense. It's only put out a fake production note for the season 14, which wasn't real. It says it describes it as a fantastic action saga of mysterious alien time travel. Doctor Who picks up human companions, faces even foe with little more than her wits and sonic screwdriver, and journey through time and space. Do journalists sit around and try and think, how can we be totally useless? How can we be totally worthless, right? How can we do that? Because congratulations, you done that. I mean, look, I'm sorry. I don't know, you all feel bad that Jodie Whittaker didn't work out. She didn't work out, she just wasn't very good, right? She just wasn't very good. But you know who else wasn't very good? The production. The production was also not, I think that's what we can call it, not very good at all. Not very good at all. And they fib a lot, right? They fib a lot because they screw up a lot. And listen, why do people lie? Because they feel stupid, right? And they don't want to be in trouble. That's why. Louis C.K. has this great routine about kids learning to lie. When a parent comes on and says, "Why did you eat the candy? Did you eat this candy or this chocolate?" And you go, "No." And they're like, "Well, okay then." And the kid's like, "That's awesome." That's a hard one to put back in the box. I do understand that. I do actually understand that point of view. But so they're lying. He's lying. Doctor Who latest companion romance wasn't planned, confirms producer. You do understand that Doctor Who is a television program that you put on television, right? And then people watch it and they remember what happened, right? It was planned. It was planned way back when they were shooting season 12, right? So, and that was how many years ago now? They were shooting season 12 before they that's when they're trying to turn around the disaster that was season 11, right? That's how long ago it was. Like 2018, they were probably shooting it in what 2018, 2019. Right? That's how long ago it was past. So 19, 20, 21, 4 years. Yeah, it's been planned. It's been planned. Before we got to Flux, before we got to Evil Daleks, it was in the scripts, right? Which we're going to be looking at in a minute. So why like, this is the stupidest lie, right? The stupidest, again, we're saturated with stupid. That's what it is. We're just saturated with stupid. So much stupid, quite breathtaking. Doctor Who's latest companion romance wasn't planned, confirms producer. You lying piece of trash. Okay. Speaking at the Gallifrey 1 fan convention, Doctor Who executive producer Matt Stevens, a man, do you think he got heckled? Right? Do you think he got like, how'd that go? No, listen, we're living through a civil war. If you don't think we're living through a civil war, we are living through a civil war, right? There is... listen, I've seen the Canadian Prime Minister take a knee to stand with violent protests, right? That was only 2 years ago. Okay, we saw it. It's on film. Same as Doctor Who. I saw it taken. And then at a peaceful protest, he became a complete fascist that broke heads. Literally set the mountains in to trample an elderly woman on a mobility scooter. Yeah, that's good. But burning down the buildings. That's all groovy, baby. But again. So, but yeah, no, so we're living in a civil war, and there's one side, and one side really has control, and they're really holding on to it, as we see, right? So I would have thought that if you are not a fan of if you're one of the majority of fandom that don't like the current era of Doctor Who, you're probably not welcome, right? You're probably not welcome. Good for you. I mean, and also it's going to be in LA, which is really, do you fancy wading through, piles of human feces and lawless shoplifting to go and hear Matt Stevens lie to you? For some weird reason, doesn't really apply to me. It appeals to me. Doesn't appeal to me at all. Doctor Who, Flux, and all other Jodie Whittaker. Doctor Who producer Matt Stevens has revealed that the latest Doctor companion romance between Jodie Whittaker and 13th Doctor Mandip Gill's Yaz was never planned. Yes, it was. Listen, they're not making up the words. They did. So somebody writes them down, and then you are like, what the hell? It must have been planned at some point, right? At some point, there must have been some form of planning. Current Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall. I mean, I understand people. It doesn't look like anything was planned because they're making just relentless garbage. But it was planned. Okay, you are lying. It's that simple. You are lying. Showrunner Chris was determined to blaze a new trail for the world's longest-running science fiction show. You did that. The trail you blazed was into the toilet. It was quite impressive, quite frankly. He began writing Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor, then rewriting the show's lore by revealing the Doctor was not Time Lord at all. It's so garbage. I mean, really? Again, it's like they sit around in the writer's room and they go, how can we do something, that's really dumb? Like what? Really, really dumb. How do we do that? He begat a timeless child, rather son of a being that predates the universe itself and can regenerate infinitely and is boring. And Doctor Who 2022 Holiday Special broke even more ground for the BBC setting up the first queer companion romance. No, it was very clear that Yaz wanted to have sex with the Doctor, the female Doctor in Revolution of the Dalek. Remember that? Which was filmed with season 12 back before COVID. Okay, that's how long ago it was, right? Back when Game of Thrones being good was a relatively recent memory, right? No, you're lying, okay? This is called lying. In addition to John Bishop, Dan Lewis has changed the TARDIS dynamic. Yeah, by outing Yaz To the, what? That was beyond belief, right? That was just beyond belief completely. They became particularly visible in the 22 holiday special. He confronted both Yaz and Doctor about their feelings amongst others. Yes, outing each other. That's bad. Don't do that, okay? In real life, don't do that to people. That's very, very bad, right? I mean, without their permission, obviously. He gave Yaz a nudge to admit how much he cares about the Doctor. That's okay, right? Before trying to push the Doctor to acknowledge she shared some of those emotions. Yeah, no. Some viewers have been shipping Doctor and Yaz for years. Yeah, and we're going to see why. And insisting the previous season had sown the seeds for between the two as referring it to the ship to the name Thasmin. Well, we're going to look at the scripts in a minute, right? And you tell me if they sowed the seeds. And also, my God, all the imagery. Don't you remember all the pictures of Yaz and the Doctor looking like they want to snog? I didn't take the pictures. I didn't pose them. I said, oh, could you look like you want to snog each other? Can you do that? That wasn't me, okay? That was them. They decided to do it. And now you go, oh, no, we just decided that. We decided that as we're filming it. Yeah. In fact, after we filmed it. We decided to do that after we filmed it, just before it went out. We added that in. Oh, yeah. And that makes as much sense as what you're saying, right? People revealed that he wasn't planned at all. According to Twitter user at ScribbleScript, apparently Whittaker noted discussions online after Doctor Who season 11. Yeah, really? Did you note the discussions when we said you were awful? How about those ones? Were there any of those discussions noted? No, none of that's noted. But the idea wasn't seriously considered until Chibnall was forced to change season 13. You're lying! Okay, I mean, maybe you're just mind-meltingly incompetent and you set it up and you never plan to follow it through. That does seem like your writing, Mr. Chibnall, right? That does seem like the sort of thing that you would do, right? And that's the stunning and brave professionalism that we come to know you for. Due to Corona's pandemic, Yaz is not sure about what these feelings she's having are. No, she's very sure. She's horny, right? She wants to have sex with the Doctor. She knows what that is, right? And it's been set up much more than her mental health problems. I mean, again, speaking of somebody who's actually just come out of that, right? How badly was that handled, right? Oh my God. How insanely badly was that handled? Stevens reportedly said, there's more to come. Yeah, we know. It's again, you're not subtle, okay? You're not subtle and you're not clever. There's more to come, he said. Come. I'm not sure they spelled "come" the right way. You, the viewer, decide. Presumably, the romance between 13th Doctor and Yaz will be developed into Whittaker's regeneration story. The rumor is that she regenerates by taking a weeping angel out of Yaz by kissing her with tongues. That's the only way to get a weeping angel out. I'm sorry. I didn't write the. You actually did write those rules. 13th Doctor and Yaz will be developing into Whittaker's regeneration, meaning the romance is sadly doomed for a tragic end. Really? Yeah, I mean, okay. Many viewers had insisted that the seasons hinted Thasmin, particularly seasons 11, Arachnids in the UK, which featured a scene in which Yaz's mother tried to interrogate the Doctor about a relationship with the daughter and suggested the two were seeing one another. Okay, I'm prepared to give you the benefit of doubt over there. Actually, I'm not. Listen, that's the way Chibnall presages things. He does it badly, right? That's essentially how does he do it? The way he does most things, badly, right? Yeah, I mean, like the whole Timeless Child is weirdly mentioned in the second episode. How did those little pieces of rag know anything about it, right? Which the Doctor didn't know, right? Like, how is that in any way credible? It's not. But it seems the scenes were seem just like the other one, never intended to have deeper significance. You're lying! How much more obviously could you be lying? Oh my god! I mean, literally, I'm imagining Matt Stevens' nose just growing as he's saying it. Okay. Meaning the viewers who pointed them out were interpreting them in a way that was not originally intended. No, in the way that was very obviously intended. It's worth noting this isn't necessarily a problem. Film and TV are art, and all art is interpreted. In case the fan interpretation of the Doctor Companion romance between Doctor and Yaz eventually becomes a reality. We're going to read the script, okay? We're going to read the script in a minute, and you can see for yourself. Unfortunately, the lack of explicit setup makes the Doctor Yaz romance fundamentally flawed, and also it sucks. Okay, like no, you gave us what we wanted, and we don't like it. Welcome to 2022, baby. The core problem is the companion is supposed to be an audience surrogate, and nobody wants to sleep with Jodie Whittaker. Nobody can find that idea credible, that someone's in love with Jodie Whittaker and wants to sleep. Yeah, no, nobody believes that, okay? I mean, even her husband is like, really, I thought I was just a beard. Really, I thought you were just my beard. No, apparently not. The core problem is that the companion is supposed to be an audience surrogate, and the fact that Chibnall could slip in a queer romance at the tail end of the story suggests that viewers haven't really gotten to know Yaz properly at all. Well, we haven't, because there's no character there to know. Hopefully that issue will be corrected in the final two Doctor Who specials featuring Whittaker and Kill. Don't hold your breath. So let's look at that thing that wasn't in any way presaged. So this is from over. This one is from Revolution of Daleks. So this is Captain Jack saying, whether you leave her or she leaves you, Jack Elias looks at him, so quiet. It felt cruel, beat. To be shown something I couldn't have any more. I felt like I'd rather not have known. I'd rather not have known the love that dare not speak its name. I'd rather not have known. Rather not have met her because having met her and then being without her was worse. Did I write this? No. Obviously, this is a romantic setup. How do you deal with that? Deal with what? If you're telling me this isn't romantic, how? Like, what's to deal with, right? So this one must be from Meeting Lord Byron. So it's the Villa of Dildy. Oh, I hate that episode. Claire, am I not at fault if Lord Byron selfishly keeps it locked? What? What are you after? Keeps what locked? Letters. If he's written about me, I can ascertain his true sentiments. The lock won't budge. Okay, it's she's thwarted. Yaz sits and Claire sinks down behind her. One just break into the drawer. Yasmin Khan says, you could try asking him. And he says, I have. His answers only increase the enigma. And then Yaz can't help but think of the Doctor. This is in the script. Why? What? Okay, is she talking about romantically being attached to the Byron? What's making her think of the Doctor? Okay, so this is deeply season 12, right? So 2019. Yes, it was planned, and you're lying, right? These are called receipts, okay? These are called receipts that you're lying. I know someone like that, says Yaz. Okay, fine, good for you. So Shanty Planet Shoreline Day. Oh, Koshamas, oh god. Leading all of them at pace. Yaz, Ryan, Graham, Ethan, Ravio, and Yedlami. They're such Chibnall names. Yedlami, okay. Down to the shoreline. Their POV. The boundary is ranging. The orange light of Gallifrey blurred. And it's just visible. Look purple to me. Reverse, the seven are looking at them. Looking. The boundary, it's real. Ryan said, yeah, and the Doctor's on the other side. That's a bad impersonation. Never mind. So how do we do this? Koshamich said, the boundary will absorb us. Much like Krypton absorbed me in that awful show. But you have to take the step. Or you mean walk into it. Stepping on her own. Who fancies going first? Yaz steps, and whoosh, she's gone forward. So really, she rushes to be with her lover. More from Revolution of the Dalek. Captain Jack Harkness continued. Had a rough time then without the Doctor. Yes, defensive. Don't know what you mean. Why are you defensive? Why are you defensive if you're not romantically attracted to her? Saw the way you shoved her. You thought she wasn't coming back, right? He said, you're getting a lot from a shove. I have my own experience with the doctor. I just missed her. Oh, I just missed her. I never stopped to think. She falters, embarrassed, hard to explain. When I was with the doctor, I saw more than I could ever have dreamed. And then we lost each other. Oh, this is before the bit I read at the beginning. But lost each other. And I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what happened to him, if he was alive or if I was ever gonna see him again. Hard to live with. Being with the doctor, you don't get to choose when it stops. Okay, you don't get to choose when it stops. So then whether you leave her or she leaves you. Yeah. So yeah, basically, how did it? Yes, it was planned. It was planned. And you are lying, right? And you are lying, which is why I really just don't trust their take on anything, right? It's been a very politically charged era, right? And it's not like politics is new to Doctor Who. We've seen Happening with Stroll, fantastic story. We've seen anything by Malcolm Hughes, fantastic stories, right? But they represent these in a intelligent, mature way. Like, they balanced it. Right, it wasn't just platforming, which is why, yeah, they had the story about the Partition of India, and I didn't trust it at all. Right, I don't trust their take on anything. And now this tweet came along, which basically confirmed exactly why I was nervous, like why I was nervous to follow their dialogue, because I didn't know anything about it. Right, I did know if they did something about the Israel-Palestinian conflict, it will be completely distorted lies saying that the Israelis were the aggressors and Palestinians were innocent victims, because that's the way they look at life, because they that's the narrative they want to believe in, and they don't want reality to impinge on that. So I imagine they're going to do the same. They did the same thing with the partition thing. So fine. So this is somebody who actually knows about it, talking about that turgidly boring story, right? Has any Indian stroke Pakistani watched Doctor Who episode on the Partition of India and gone, WTF? Weeks later, I'm pissed enough and tempted to do a YouTube video about the British show, and where the good guys arrive in a British police box and violence is Hindu on Hindu. It doesn't seem, yeah, look, it seems a bit more agenderizing, right? Doctor Who having crap storylines is not a new thing, but when they do it in the name of social justice, and the white Brit-looking hero on Partition of India, it makes me want a Shazzy Thorough review of the episode. I don't know who that is. Who's Shazzy Thorough episode of the episode? I should check him out now. See, Shazzy Thorough is a who is it? Inc. MP for the Rathampurium, also 23. Okay, it's a guy. He's a bloke. Government of. Okay, I don't know. Of the episode, more like whitewashing of history. Oh, I bet this is stabbing Chibnall with his little liberal heart. Oh no! Highlights: British team of heroes arrive in the police box. Hindu-Muslim love tragedy in progress. Partition of India happens peacefully overall. Hindu extremists kill Hindu priest and Hindu man. Only violence in the episode. Like, seriously, social justice. Not really been the patriotic type. Even less than the type to have problem with Hindu extremism being shown in a poor light. But seriously, the freaking Partition of India without the violence between Hindus and Muslims is like Doctor Who showrunner was too up to his skills. You might have worked out his particular writing style now, right? Partition of India was a blood-soaked nightmare triggered by a barely planned split of British India by region. One of the, if not the biggest migrations in human history. Remember, the region affected over a fifth of the world's population. Punjab had some of the bloodiest violence between Hindus and Sikhs and Muslims. Most of it was opportunistic looting. Yeah, on that scale, even the British estimates the number dead were at 200,000. All other estimates are higher than 2 million. Really? And I knew nothing about this, and because I didn't bother to look at it, and I just knew it was full of crap. Hindu extremists don't have a problem with the word, with a Muslim woman marrying a Hindu. Take the woman, kill the family for property and possessions, and move on with the loot. Muslims would have a problem with the marriage, okay? Hindu women didn't remarry then, okay? This broad logic, man, this is going on for a while. This broad logic, the details being wrong is no point. It's no point of arguing. But because the episode is considered one of the best of season 11, well, okay, someone needs to say it was crap. It was crap. Okay, I've said it. Okay, I've said it for a while. And no, the Brits weren't heroes in a partition. That's an insult to injury. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hear it. It would be like, the Israeli War of Independence in 1948. What essentially happened was there was a bunch of Jewish refugees from Europe who made a bunch of people feel very guilty. They're like, we got to do something with these. So they said, okay, let them go to Israel. They were trying to get to Israel. They were kept in internment camps in Cyprus. And there was also, the terrorist movement, more than one terrorist movements. When I say terrorists, they targeted the military targets only. It's terrorism in the 50s, 40s and 50s. But essentially, the plan was, as from what I can see, was for the British to leave all the weapons with the Arabs, and have the Arabs then wipe out these Jewish refugees and be done, right? And be done with the Jewish problem, right? And that seemed to be the British way of doing it, right? That seemed to be, and then by many open miracles, many open miracles, the Jews weren't massacred, right? Everywhere. In a lot of places they were. But we survived, right? And but would that be the story that Chris Chibnall will tell? No, absolutely no, it wasn't, right? And it would really offend me, right? And I think the politics of offense is just the worst thing in the world, but that would offend me, right? Deeply to the core. Have Doctor Who used for essentially anti-Semitism, which is, I think this person's feeling the same thing. For the record, I'm not a Hindu nationalist. I detest them. Okay. I am a Doctor Who fan. I wouldn't have minded crap historical storylines if they were made pretending to be socially responsible and rewrote historical facts and shifted guilt and misrepresented events. This is Chibnall all over. And for the record, I don't have a problem with shows promoting social reform. In fact, I admire that Doctor Who has redefined masculinity, provoked thought on violence. Didn't really redefine masculinity, but redefined justice and inclusion and powerful women. We've always had powerful women in Doctor Who. This is blatant social justice thing, and it hasn't, and it has actually gone bad. The episode on Partition of India should be condemned because it's a very successful propaganda that misrepresents the Partition of India and is among the most popular episodes, essentially whitewashing, white being in capitals, and enormous, which is what all social justice is about. It's about making white people feel good about themselves. It's all it's ever been about, right? And the only reason about white people making them feel good about themselves is because people who define themselves primarily by their skin color are the insane liberals that read The Guardian and live on Twitter. Those whitewashing history and teaching fake history in the name of social justice, right? And somebody says, if you do, don't forget to mention them. There's one more thing he says. Don't forget Vinay Patel. You've forgotten to mention here, the guy who won Best Scriptwriter at the Eastern Eye Awards Theatre and Cultural Awards in 2019 for this episode that he wrote without white interference. Excuse me, he wrote it very much for Chris Chibnall because he believed in that rationale, right? And I don't know what to tell you. This is something that you really, complex issues like this is something that the infantile, two-dimensional view of the world that Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who has, and it really is an infantile view of the world. Yaz's mental health issues came out of nowhere, right? It was her 17 episodes. It was over halfway that she was through her arc. You could have built it up and built it up and built it up and built it. And again, speaking of somebody who has literally just lived through mental illness, that's exactly how it happens, right? It builds up and builds up and builds up. And it could have been really clever, but it wasn't, because it's implemented by baby-brained morons. And baby-brained morons are not people I want to be teaching me about complex social political issues, in history. I don't want them to be lying to me about their insane sexual politics. I don't care who takes over, because I don't think it's going to have any connection. And I really don't want the baby brain morons rewriting the origins and the essential essence of Doctor Who, which is something that it's somewhat trivial. I'll agree with you, right? It's a TV show. Somewhat trivial. I love it. I don't think my love of it is trivial, right? I don't think your love of it is trivial, right? Again, it's a show. It's a TV show. Fake TV, fake spaceships made out of plywood and cardboard. Who cares? That's not real. Our love for it is real. This person's love for an understanding of their home is real, and that matters, right? It does matter, and that's why I just think this whole thing has been an absolute disaster on so many levels. Listen, I'm excited to look to the future. That's really where I am, and I hope you're excited to look to the future as well. We're in dark times, right? We are. I think it's fair to say, no matter where you are on the political spectrum, we are in dark times. Where you are on the trucker thing in Canada, if you know about it, if you don't know about it, it's dark times. We are in dark times. I firmly believe, and this just might be my insane optimism, it might be that good times are coming, right? Good times are coming. Look to the future, be it Doctor Who, be it the world. Happy days. We'll be here again. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.